First up, let's go over how to turn on that always on display. You're gonna swipe down from the top of the screen and tap on this icon in the second row in the middle. This is your always on display. And basically, when your screen goes to sleep, you'll still be able to see the time on the screen. But here's what it looks like in the always on display mode. You're gonna see the screen go off, but you'll still be able to see the time. And sometimes it'll show a few other things on screen as well. The cool thing is just about any watch face that you turn on will have an always on display, and it's a really nice showing. So right now the screen is dim or the screen is off, but guess what? I can still see the time. It's just a lot dimmer. Now, one thing to note, when you have this turned on, it will drain more of your battery. So I wouldn't encourage you to keep this on all the time, maybe for certain events or certain environments, but not always. Next up, we can program double tapping our home button to launch the app of your choice or the action of your choice by doing this. We're gonna swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. We're gonna swipe, so we'll start at the top here. You'll swipe down to buttons and gestures. From here, the first option is going to say double press. And the second option is going to say press and hold. It's referring to this top button with the orange outline. So if I double press the button, I can have it launch a specific app or command. So for double press, I'm gonna just tap on the option here, and I can go through a list of shortcuts that I can program. Now, one of the most useful features that I tend to use often is the water lock. Now that's if you were to take a shower or go swimming, you can turn on this water lock feature so that the screen will disable and you won't feel your watch constantly vibrating from the water. So this is a cool option to enable. So now if I double press on that home button, it will automatically water lock the watch so that the touchscreen no longer works. Now disabling this is super easy. I'm simply going to hold on that home button one time until I see this, and then you'll have to press it again. There you go. And now we're out of that water lock setting. So that's one option of something you can launch. Now I'm going to change it one more time. I can also just have it launch a specific app. So we can go through the list here. Maybe you want it to go right to your Audible so you can listen to your audiobooks. That's a cool option. You can have it launch your calculator, your calendar, or even your camera controllers. Now out of the box, your phone is going to be set where when you long press the button, it will launch the Bixby Assistant. Now some of you might say, that's okay, but can I have it launch Google Assistant instead? I'd much rather use that. Well, let me show you how to do that next. I'm a bigger fan of the Google Assistant versus Bixby, so I would like to switch it. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is swipe down from the top of the screen. We're gonna go to our settings. We're gonna go back to buttons and gestures. Now for the press and hold, if we tap here, this is where we would switch from the Bixby Assistant to the Google Assistant. Now again, by default, it's gonna be set to Bixby. Mine is already switched to the Google Assistant. And now, whenever I press and hold the button just like this, it will launch the Google Assistant, and then it will follow those commands. Next up, how to turn on the watch only mode. Now in this mode, it's a great option if you're trying to conserve battery life. You can simply switch the watch into watch only mode where it will only show the time and that's it. So we'll swipe down from the top of the screen, tap on the settings wheel in the right corner. You're gonna scroll all the way up to battery. And from here, swipe up until you get to watch only. To get 5 days and 3 hours of use, turn on watch only, which turns off everything except the watch face when you press the home key. So we're gonna turn this on. Tap turn on here, give it a few seconds, and now you can only activate the watch when you tap on the home button, and this is what it will show. I know this is basic, but if you find yourself in a situation where your battery is low and you really need your watch to at least be able to give you the time if nothing else, you'll want to enable the watch only mode. Now to turn it off is really easy. You're going to simply hold down on that home button, give it a few seconds, and you'll see a pop-up that'll let you know that it's going out of that mode. There you go. Once you see Samsung, simply let go of the button and it will take you back to full watch mode. For our last tip, I want to go into the wearable app and I want to go to watch settings and swipe up to the safety and emergency section. And I want to encourage you to turn on this feature. One is going to be the hard fall detection and the emergency SOS feature. Now, the hard fall detection is going to basically send a notification alert to friends or family if you have a really hard fall. And I believe they say it can detect an accident as well. Don't quote me on that part, but essentially any violent movement that is out of the ordinary, it will detect it and it will send an alert to anyone that you've listed under your emergency contacts. So obviously for all these features to work properly, you do need to set it up first. So take a few seconds or take a few minutes and set it up, starting with your medical information. For example, if you have any very specific medical conditions that a medical personnel would need to know in order to operate on you properly, then you should fill them out in here. For example, if you have low blood sugar or maybe you take a certain medication, different things like that. You can plug all this information in here. So if someone was working on you, they could look at your watch and essentially have all the information they would need to give you the proper care. So you'll want to set this up first. Next, you'll want to go to emergency contacts and you'll want to add in at least 2 or 3 emergency contacts, whether it is a parent, a spouse, a girlfriend, a good friend, but have them programmed in here. And then you'll want to turn on share during emergency calls and texts. So that way it is going to ping these emergency contacts to let them know that you are in trouble and you need help. And lastly, in the emergency SOS feature, now this is the feature that you would turn on yourself. Let's say you find yourself in an earthquake or some type of very, like bad situation. You can tap the home button 5 times and it will trigger this feature automatically. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it will trigger this emergency SOS mode. And then from there, you can have it call 911. You can have it send a ping. So this is the other feature you'll want to turn on called share info with emergency contacts. It's going to send them an SOS alert saying I need help, and it will send them your location. And in some cases, it will take a voice recording of what's happening for a duration. So anyway, this is great to turn on because in the event of an emergency, it's a way for you to send out sort of a help to the people that would care the most about you to make sure that they can find you. And obviously, lastly, is turning on that hard fall detection. All right, so these were our tips and tricks on the Watch 7. We just jumped right in, guys. I hope you found value out of this video. I wanted to just share. I've been using this watch for a couple of weeks now, and so learning a lot and want to educate you on different features to turn on, different features to use. The watch does a lot, and you'll want to turn on all these features to maximize on your experience. If you found this helpful, hit that like button down below. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Take care, and as always, have a good one.